I like Instagram because it'll tell on your friends for being horny. Instagram will be like, look at this fat ass. 35,000 people liked it. And Jeff. And you're like, Jeffrey!
Welcome to Something Crunchy, the Valley's #1 comedy entertainment podcast.
Welcome to Something Crunchy. I'm Cullen Blake. With me, as always, Blair and Andrew Dressel. We have such a crunchy guest joining us tonight. You've seen him on Showtime's Billions and his comedy special, Son of Gary, On the Road and Not Special. He's the host of the Soder podcast, co-host of the Regs podcast, and he'll be back in the Valley at Stand Up Live on September 5th and 6th. Please welcome Dan Soder.
Hi, hello everyone. Hello Arizonans.
So it's great to have you.
Hello Phoenicians.
Phoenicians. Yeah, that is. We've been told that sounds way nicer than what we deserve.
1,000%. If someone from Phoenicia, from like the ancient times, came back to Phoenix, they would go like, "What the fuck is this?
How dare
Am
you
I on the? I'm on Mars in Phoenicia. Yeah, it's." Phoenix is, I mean, I've learned that because of that Louis C.K. bit on Shoot Up. That's how I learned how to say Phoenicians.
Aside the heat, there's not a lot of likeness there.
I don't know. Is it better than Tucsonians? Because we called them, when I lived in Tucson, we called them T-Lokes. That was kind of and then sometimes you'd catch someone where they would actually take that as like a slur. Where you go, like, I remember I was smoking a cigarette in my buddy's apartment complex when I went to U of A, and I was on mushrooms. This was actually the night I got robbed. I like took a bunch of mushrooms, and I was smoking a cigarette in my roommate and my buddy's like apartment complex. And I was talking to these people that lived in this building, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're from Tucson," and I was like, "Oh, you guys are T-Lokes?" And they got so upset that I was like, "Oh, I didn't mean it bad. I was just like, this is what we call you guys."
I didn't know that was
They must have not been locals because they'd be like, "Don't you dare!" And I'm like,
"No, if it was locals, they go like this: Shut up, motherfucker! We're too strong. We're not Tucson. We're too strong." That's what they'd always say.
I have not heard that. That's horrible.
And I'm not one to throw stones. I'm from Aurora, Colorado, so I can't really shit on anybody.
You got robbed while you were high on mushrooms? Did I hear that correctly?
No. I didn't get. No. I definitely no. I wouldn't be here right now. I would have mentally collapsed. I got robbed my senior year at U of A because I lived with a weed dealer, and then I did mushrooms that night because I just wanted to get
okay.
fun.
Oh, so it was the cope. Yeah. It was after the fact.
I got robbed in the afternoon, and I did mushrooms at night.
I've done so many things on mushrooms, but to get robbed or have some kind
of
no
way. That's what I said. I would have been
game changer.
You would have crumpled me, dude. I would have been gone. I would have been like, no. I really did have like a real mushrooms moment where I was leaving said apartment complex where I had that interaction, walking back to my apartment, and it was like 4:30 in the morning. Maybe around 5, the sun was like the sky was like starting to get lighter. And I remember being like, all right, if these guys come back, then this is my fate. Like trying to be like very epic about it, being like, I'm gonna walk, and then instead I just went in my apartment and watched Sports Center 3 times in a row smoking cigarettes, being like, it's just guys in a room. They're just men in a room talking about sports. This isn't anything.
Nothing weird about that.
Nothing weird about that.
Nothing weird about that.
So you are open to some psychedelics and have some experiences with the Goomers.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard that you're very anti-DMT. You've even said that it's like unwrapping your Christmas present early. Which
100%. I don't understand why anybody would do that. Like scientists have even gone like, well, we believe that's the chemical that your brain releases when you die. And you go, well, then I'm not going to fucking smoke heaven. I'm not going to smoke heaven before I die. And then I die and I go, oh, this is just, I smoked this before.
That's a funny perspective. All right, so U of A, you lived with a pot dealer. Things have changed considerably. Tyler and I were just talking about this. He says that, there's dispensaries on every corner in Tucson. There's 4 on campus alone. And so you were,
you didn't
have to look far for a bag though either. You were living with the guy.
No, I had to wait till he left, and then I went into his room and weighed out like half a gram on a scale or a gram on his digital scale. And then I used to sell. I used to.
You weighed
He
it
was,
out.
yeah, he was. We were friends. We were like friends. We became friends freshman year, and then I mean, if you want the full detail of the robbery, I did it on Ari Shaffir, even though Roy Wood was hosting it. Ari Shaffir's show, This Is Not Happening, on YouTube. I think Comedy Central still has that story up. But yeah, I was like my buddy from U of A, and he started selling weed. He was really good at it. And then our senior year, he got set up by this guy, and we got fucking robbed. It was wild. It was wild.
Damn.
It was very like, you hang out with kids that sell weed, and sometimes, not him, but like sometimes you'll see younger kids being like, I'm a drug dealer. And then you bump up against real drug dealers, and you're like, you're not a drug dealer. You're LARPing. You're LARPing as a drug dealer. Yeah, but I mean, I was so lucky that I didn't get hurt or I didn't get in trouble with authorities. It was just really, in fact, before I did that story on Comedy Central, I did the open mic at Laughs that week, and I talked about it on stage, and it like really did well, and then I could never get it to work again for like 15 years.
Does that happen a lot?
No, but it does happen. It doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen where you're like, pick a joke back up and be like, oh, I know how to tell this thing now, I think. I don't know.
Take it off the shelf.
Yeah, kind of like if you liken it to like a song, and you're like, well, I'm a better guitar player now, so I can like play that better than I could 15 years ago.
You are a good guitar player in that regard, especially when it comes to these impressions, man. It was right around when we booked this interview that Hulk Hogan died, and we were like, oh man, that is really sad.
I don't know if any of you are wrestling fans, but as a wrestling fan, you learn that like you love Hulk Hogan as a child, and you love Macho Man as an adult.
Yeah,
like that's like
that's a fact.
Hulk, like who Randy Savage was, obviously it wasn't perfect, but who Hulk Hogan was as a person was pretty tough. It's pretty tough to be like, big fan, love the dude, and then you hear that N-word tape, and you're like, yo,
whoa. But
also, there's also stuff. There's like a bunch of stuff that everyone points to the N-word tape, but there's also like, he's the reason wrestlers don't have health insurance right now. Like, he's the reason that they don't have coverage.
What do you
mean?
What?
Yeah. In the 80s, Jesse Ventura talks about this a lot. The former governor of Minnesota and the star of the original Predator. You could say Arnold is, but I think Jesse Ventura's got more memorable lines. This shit'll make you a sexual Tyrannosaurus. But Jesse Ventura was putting together a union with some other wrestlers in the 80s, and they were going to ask for fairer pay and health care. And Hogan found out about it, and he was the top guy, and he went to Vince McMahon and was like, hey, they're going to try to unionize. And then Vince McMahon busted it up, and they've never been able to since.
Wow.
And I don't know about you or something crunchy, but here in the Soder household, we're a union fan. You pay your fucking dues, you learn your craft, and then we protect you.
Yes, how it's done.
The wrestlers, you've done so well. You've done those for a long time. But for a white guy to have the testicular circumference to pull off an impression of any other race these days, you either need to be very likable or very spot on. And I think you check both boxes. It's
or just funny.
Just,
I don't know, man.
So
I think if you're just like, I think the argument that anybody, I've been dumb, and especially with jokes I've missed a lot. And like, I remember in the mid-teens when like, I hate this word, but if you wanted to call it cancel culture, like actually existed, it's a ghost now. It doesn't exist now. But when it actually did was around 2015, 2016, my buddy Shane got caught with that. And I really think the thing is always like, if you were trying to be funny, I don't think it's that bad. And I know I'm a white guy and blah, 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 but I'm just saying, like, if my always thing is like, what was the intention? Because I've heard clips where people are being actually like angry with it or not funny with it. And you're like, well, then that's a fucking problem. Because my thought would be, if you're being funny, then I just want to hear you try to be the funniest you can be. And I've definitely missed. Like, I don't look at, like, when I do a voice, and listen, I understand sometimes you're like, I would never just do a racist Asian voice. I would do, like, what I believe is a accurate Japanese voice saying something funny, then that makes me laugh. Like, I do sometimes I'll do an impression of, like, Native Americans, but it's never offensive. It's always like,
it's not insulting.
Well, I've known I know Native Americans. Like, I genuinely, living in Arizona, living, like, family in Northern California in the Scotts Valley tribe, like, I would meet, and they're just guys. They're just like regular guys. But I did notice a cadence sometimes. And so then it would be funny to, like, make fun of one of my friends as a Native American chief. And there was a time where I was like, I don't think I want to do that. And then I went and did a show. Actually, Shane was opening for me at a casino in New Mexico.
Wow.
And these, like, three guys who were Native were like, dude, your Native voice fucking cracks my shit up.
Oh,
they're like, they're like, it makes me laugh so hard, because it's never like fuck Native Americans.
Yeah,
it's always like,
the intention
like, I don't
good.
know. Yeah. Like, oh, I'm using their lexicon to describe something like, like Hawk Tour or something, like being something ridiculous.
It's all
and
about
it's like,
intent, like you said.
Delivery,
Yeah.
how you arrange it, which you do well, and it comes off well.
Yeah, and I think that's just, like, kind of my whole thing right now with anything is, like, I'm down with anybody that's just trying to be funny, and you can tell they're trying to be funny. Like, because that's my only concern in this whole thing is, like, how funny is it?
That should be all that matters. We were watching this just the other day when you were doing the Chappelle impression, and there was a room of people. You were talking to, like, someone.
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
Fox
team.
News producer.
Yeah, Fox News producer.
No, it was a Tucker Carlson producer, and it was like, oh, absolutely, like, dude, you've got someone from the media on your phone. This is exactly what I was born to do, which is prank phone call. Like, I want to fuck with them as much as possible. And, like, I don't have the balls of a Trey Parker and Matt Stone, but I am very, very, I would say they're probably comedically, like, the most important outside of Mel Brooks, Dave Chappelle. There's, like, a couple other comedic inspirations. Dana Carvey is one of them. But, like, Trey and Matt will, like, fucking prove a point and kick the shit out of you. I just like batting people around a little bit. For
sure.
They've been doing it for decades.
Oh yeah, I got in I remember getting in trouble in 5th grade for prank phone calling, because that was when Star 69 came out. Like, literally when it came out.
Right.
Where we just prank phone call, and then
we were the
I got
generation built for that.
And then I got my Shield of Armor Star 67.
Yeah.
And then it just was like, now it's fucking on,
now
bitch.
On incognito.
Jerky Boys really introduced me to that.
Oh,
scene.
dude. Jerky Boys 1, 2, and 3. And that's what I mean. Like, the Jerky Boys, I would put them as high as an inspiration to me as, like, a lot of, like, famous comics. Jerky Boys 1, 2, and 3. Those albums were so funny to me, because it was like, you know what's crazy about this is sometimes I hear the argument where they're like, well, what if kids see it? And you're like, well, then good. Then they have to learn why the joke is funny.
Yeah.
Because, like, I remember being young and listening to comedy and being like, I don't understand that. And then as I understood it, I'd be like, oh, that's funny.
Right.
That's why it's funny.
You'll get it when you're supposed to get it.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live was
Like-
like the only thing that I could stay up late watching. And, like,
Yeah.
I loved so much of it. Did I get everything? No, until later. And our parents didn't care. I was like, you'll get it when you get it.
Certain comedians are like that. You got why Andrew Dice Clay was funny, but George Carlin you didn't get until you.
Yeah, exactly.
understand
Robin
what the hell
Williams
he's
was
talking
a
about.
Robin Williams. Immediately, you were like, oh, he's being silly, and then you grow older, you're like, oh, he's actually saying funny shit too.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like, that was always my favorite thing, and I think that's really been taken away by a lot of, like, and it's my generation. It's older millennials and parenting, and it's like so crazy that we talk about so much with so much reverence, like being on our own, not having cell phones and shit. And then it's like, well, then cool. Then you can parent that way. Like, you can bring that back. Like, you're the parents now. You don't have to go, like, And parenting these days, it's like, motherfuckers, you're the parents. Don't
You get to decide this.
like let them watch smart shit. Stop trying to get everyone in trouble if they see something they shouldn't see. Dude, I remember watching I talk about this because it's like very burned in my brain, but there was a sketch on SNL called The Attack of the Masturbating Zombies. I think it was like Phil Hartman, and he was playing the straight man, and they were in like an old timey like 50s convertible at a makeout spot. And then they would just like zombie heads would pop up and the bushes in front of them would rattle. And it wasn't like over the top, but it was clear, you know, if you're older, like they're clearly jacking off watching this teenage couple make out. And I remember like going into the kitchen with I had a single mom. I was an only child. So it was like a very honest conversations we'd have. And I'd be like, hey, what's masturbating? And she was like, where did you hear that? And I was like, I was watching Saturday Night Live, because Comedy Central back in the day would just replay SNL. They'd actually
forgot that
they would play. Yeah, that was before Lorne Michaels signed the deal with to put SNL on Entertainment Network. But it used to be on Comedy Central a bunch, and it was like in the afternoon on like a Saturday, and I watched that, and I went in the kitchen. And was like, "What's masturbating?" And my mom was like, "Oh," I was like maybe 8 years old, and she was like, "Well, it's when you touch your penis for pleasure." Like she was like medical about it, and I was like, ugh, why would you do that? And she's like, you'll see when you're older. Like, it wasn't like a big deal. She wasn't like, I need to call Comedy Central. Lorne Michaels' head needs to be on a pike.
No,
like, this is fucking...
it how you handle it. That's what you say.
Yeah, just like...
medical, this is all you need to know. Like, go watch your show. Enjoy yourself.
And then when I grew up, and what's really funny is my mom... So my elementary school was a year-round school. So what you would do is there were different, like 4 different groups in the same grade, like A track, B track, C track, D track. And you were all different groups of kids. And you would each track would go to school 6 months on, or it was 9 weeks on, 3 weeks off, 9 weeks on, 6 weeks off. And so you would get a Christmas break that was 3 weeks long, not just 1 week. And then your summers were only your winter would be 6 weeks and your summer would be 6 weeks. It was pretty sick. I'm not going to lie. Because like, I would just go live with my dad. Yeah, I'd go live with my dad in San Francisco during the winters. So it was fucking rule. It would rule. But it was called, when you would take those big breaks, it was called tracking off. Right? And so I'm in the kitchen, and this is after the SNL thing. And I'm in the kitchen with my mom, and I go, woo, 2 more weeks before I track off. And my mom was like, excuse me? And I went, track off. I go to a winter. I'm going to go to dad's. And she was like, she started laughing. And I was like, why are you laughing? And she's like, I thought you said jacking off. And I was like, what's jacking off? And she was like,
remember that SNL
she goes,
bit?
do you remember that? Yeah, exactly. She goes, do you remember that SNL bit? And I go, yeah. And she was like, it's that until you finish. And I was like, finish what? And she was like, you'll get it when you're older. And I was like, oh, okay.
That's such
yeah, I mean, it's wild.
I love that.
Yeah, she's like,
until
just,
you finish.
you'll fucking, yeah, until you finish. And you're like, what do you finish? And when you're a kid, you're like, what do you finish though? Like, it doesn't make sense. What do you finish? And she's like, trust me. And then I remember like going through puberty, and when you're a boy going through puberty and all you have is a mom, there's like a moment where you go like, hey, is it normal that my fucking penis is on fire and all I want to, you know what I mean? You don't say it that much, but you're like, you basically allude to it where you're like, yo, I'm crazy horny and it's fucking my brain up. And I think I asked my mom, do you remember that internet video of that kid coming home after the dentist? Yeah. And he goes, am I going to be like this forever? That was like how I told my mom I was going through puberty. I was like, yo, am I just going to want to fuck everything all the time forever? And my mom was like, no, when you get older, you stop wanting to have sex. And I'm like, oh, that sounds incredible. You know, it was like a burden. I was like, fuck, please.
Calm the beast inside me.
Please, mother, there's an animal that lives inside of me. When will it be satiated? When will its bloodlust stop?
So going back and forth between Aurora and San Francisco, and then USA. Yeah. Man, I always forget you're
too strong.
Too strong. We're excited to have you back in Phoenix, too. Friday, September 5th Saturday the 6th, stand up live, coming to the desert in the thick of Sweat-tember. Are you doing a cleanse or something?
I mean, dude, it's stupid. Is it gonna be? Am I hitting monsoon season or am I too early?
It should be starting,
We
but
haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's been.
It should be halfway.
Well, you
done
notice
by
how
now.
it's only 2 days.
We haven't had like a real monsoon season in a few years. Like it'll get a little more humid, but it hasn't rained in a while.
Damn. Yeah. No. I am excited. I always like coming back to Arizona. It's where I started comedy. I lived there. Obviously, went to U of A. I'm doing. It's pretty cool because I'm doing stand up live, like you said, the 5th and the 6th, and then I'm doing the Rialto Theater October 4th in Tucson.
Cool.
I haven't done a show in Tucson in years.
Wow.
I mean, long time. So I'm excited to go back. But yeah, you go back to Arizona in September and you're like, you idiot. This is why you booked January.
It's all right. At least we have some football to talk about. I know you're a wrestling guy, but do you have any bold predictions or teams that you think are going to be slept on this year?
I don't like predicting things because then I always feel like I've taken a loan out, and unless it pays off, I feel like in debt. So I don't do predictions. I will say I just really hope. I'm obviously lifelong 49ers fan. I want the Niners to win the West, get to the playoffs, and do well. And I hope the Miami Dolphins do very, very well for Mike McDaniel.
You're close to
So,
the coach, right?
yeah, I love him, dude. I hope he does really well. I hope he wins the Super Bowl. That's what I want every season. Every season, I want him to win the Super Bowl.
One of the best coaches to watch on TV.
Yeah, he's
very funny. He's very funny, and that is who he is.
He's authentic.
You know what I mean? He's not
he's himself and not trying to be anyone else, and everyone always appreciates that.
And it's a trip, man. My best friend in 7th and 8th grade, and you grow up with a guy, and then you're like, "Holy shit, dude, you're really fucking doing it." We've had a lot of those moments, but it's always it never stops being cool.
Right.
I think is the point. It's like it never stops me going like, dude, we were at a Dolphins Jets game. Me and it was his first season he was coaching the Jets. It was me, my fiance Katie, and my friend Zach, who also went to high school with Mike. And we were at MetLife, and we were watching the Dolphins-Jets game. And I turned to Katie and Zach, and I was like, if I woke up on my mom's couch right now and I was still in high school, this would all make sense. I would go like, yeah, of course it was a nap dream. I was like a professional comedian in New York, and Mike McDaniel was coaching the Dolphins. You know what I mean? It's like a random team where you're like, yo, why would he be the Dolphins coach?
That's so funny.
That's great.
Man, I'm ready for some football. It's been that really
I can't wait.
time
I'm
of
excited
year.
for you know what's fun is there's a preseason game tonight. Niners are playing the Broncos, but I'm like excited for that.
That tells you like a meaningless game where the players who are going to be playing in the season, they're not even going to be a part of it. Like we cannot wait to see that. It's at least uniforms on the field.
I mean, Katie was like yesterday. She's like, Shadur Sanders is starting for Cleveland, and I grew up in Colorado, so I'm a fan of the Buffs. Even though I'm an alma mater and I'm a Wildcat for life, I still love the Buffs. My heart, it's still Colorado. Still is a big piece of my heart, and so I loved when Dion took over the Buffs and watching Shadur and them, and so it was cool to be like, oh, yeah, I want to watch him in Cleveland. And that's how I was like, football's back, baby.
Yeah, it's true. And I would be interested in seeing that because, I'm getting sick of all the WNBA and, I mean, the news.
Well, we just went through the worst time. It's the week after the All-Star break. The week after the All-Star break is like dog shit.
It is.
There's no baseball. There's no baseball. There's no sports.
There's just no
So
sports,
you're just kind of like,
our sports news has been like, did you see that guy finish his race with his dick out?
that guy was crazy. He had speed and girth.
In tiny little running shorts, so his dick falls out in the last lap and just finishes the race. Just free cocking it.
I mean,
looks like he's dropping.
Yeah, but that's BDE, dude. To finish a race.
Oh yeah.
When you finish a race knowing your fucking wang is hanging out.
Yes.
That's nuts.
You win with their tip. I mean,
yeah, you're like, just that's just the tip.
One by
because how'd you win? How'd you win? Just the tip.
They put the medal, like,
threw it in real quick.
Yeah. One by a pubic hair.
Yeah, that guy. Also, what a fun tape to show someone, and you're like, "You want to see me win a race?" And they're like, "Yeah," and you're like, "Is that your dick flopping all over the place?"
Yeah. Sorry about
Sure is.
Sorry about that.
Sure is.
Sorry to
See, our news has been like that, and someone threw a dildo out
Yeah,
the floor
but
during a
then-
WNBA game again. Lots of dicks in the news.
The best part is best part is we're coming in October, which is the greatest month for sports.
Things are
every
turning
year.
around.
Oh, October, you get everything. Baseball playoffs, college football, NFL. I think like NHL and NBA are starting to ramp up. Woo!
Can't wait.
Who's your pick for college football? I know no predictions, but who do you think is gonna do?
I don't know. I'm starting to fall out of love of college football. I like that they're getting paid. I don't like the transferring every year.
Yeah.
I don't like what I liked about college football is being like, oh, we had this kid as a sophomore. Like I remember former quarterback of the Eagles, Nick Foles, when he was at Arizona. I remember being like, this kid's a junior. If he stays for his senior year, we're going to have he's going to be a pro quarterback and all this stuff. And now I'm like, oh, where did that guy go? And they're like, well, he took $1 million and now he's playing at New Mexico. And you're like, cool. Okay. Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're kind of like, for college football, I like just watching games. Like I love watching, obviously, like a Texas, Oklahoma. I want to see what Colorado does. I'm interested to see what Dion does without his kids there and without Travis Hunter there. And obviously I want the Wildcats to win.
Bear down, Cats.
Bear down, baby. But the NFL is what I really love.
Yeah.
Like NFL, I'm just like, I cannot wait. In fact, the week 1 is the Sunday I'm in Phoenix. It's
Really?
like, that's the first week.
Oh,
Yeah.
like that
So-
Cowboys Eagles game, like the opening.
That's Thursday.
Yeah.
And
wow.
then the NFL week 1 is that Sunday. And I bought my plane ticket looking at the schedule. I was like, I need to get home in order to see the 49ers week 1. And I'm hoping that, am I FaceTime video?
I just noticed that you are.
That was absolutely in my pocket. That's very funny. Hey. Yeah, but my Phoenix flights are, I bought it because the 49ers play, it's Dolphins Colts at 1:00, which I'm like, hopefully I can watch on the plane. And then it's Niners at Seahawks. And I'm like, you guys aren't, I love Phoenix. I love coming back to Arizona. I ain't missing Niners Seahawks for the world.
No.
You know what I mean? So I got that
Sure.
flight going.
They'll feel compelled to show the Cardinals here, even though Kyler
I
Murray's still the
know.
quarterback.
Oh, I mean, the one thing I do, I'm pretty tight with my money, but I do buy that NFL season pass because I live in New York. I'm not watching just the Giants and the Jets.
No, not happening. I mean, you're so right about October, though. Now I'm excited because all the good sports are coming back. Even like
chilly.
shows and movies are better that time of year.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I miss Billions. You sure were great on that.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
That was a real fun show to be a part of.
What a cool show to be a part of.
Good.
Even though you work for a fictional hedge fund, did you pick up any real trading moves or start investing in things you wouldn't have otherwise?
Zero real life knowledge.
Well, that was a really good one to be a part of. If you could walk on and join
fun.
the cast of any show currently running, what would it be?
Probably. I'm interested to see what this new Alien Earth is. It's Noah Hawley who did Fargo and Legion, and that guy just doesn't fucking miss.
Seeing the trailers.
So, but I would probably say Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. Oh, good answer. If you could join the cast of any 90s sitcom, what would it be?
I'd probably say Seinfeld because that was just like the
legacy,
most complete show. Perfect watching the episode. You know what I mean? Like
the people that came out of that show and that had cameos. That was crazy.
It's crazy.
And the following that Seinfeld has, it's just Die Hard.
Yeah, it's still going.
Yeah.
It is.
It's
I haven't
syndicated
seen
forever.
multiple generations like that follow a show from then even till now, and all new people still getting into it.
Well, he knew to end it at the right time and leave people still wanting more instead of doing.
I mean, that's the
He
problem
actually
with everything.
missed out
they
on
try
a
to
good amount of
squeeze
money doing
everything out of
that.
it they can, and then they do it
Yeah.
3 seasons
They
longer
just-
than they should have.
He stopped and purposely did not take extra millions. Just was like, no, this is when it's supposed to stop. It stops now.
I loved it, and that's what we should be doing. But I just feel like now it's all about appeasing board members and people that don't actually fucking work there.
Profit over product.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. That's 100% what America is right now.
It is.
Profit over product.
Yeah.
It's just like what's the profit? And then people get butthurt by that for some reason because I don't know, they get triggered. And then they're like, I love CEOs. I think they're great. And you're like, oh yeah? You like the boss?
You
fucking nerd? Who the fuck likes the boss? What an absolute dork. Could you imagine smoking a cigarette outside at your job and someone coming outside and going, you know who fucking rules? Mr. Halsey. He's just like such a fucking cool dude. Dude, I love that he took away our vacation. It's like, yes, King, have your moment.
Those
You
layoffs
fucking
last
dork.
year, it was like fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
It was like he knew everyone to get rid of.
Remember Pam in accounting? I love that she's like on unemployment.
More time to spend with her kids.
And her
It's
cat.
win-win.
And he's got a sick new bonus every Christmas. I love that. Have you met his kids?
Have you
They
been
won't
on
look
his
anybody
yacht?
in the eyes. Yeah.
Well, let's move on to our Fast Five, where we give you 5 hard-hitting personal questions. You just try to answer as quickly as you can. Matt Rife just became guardian of Ed and Lorraine Warren's Annabelle doll for the next 5 years. If you could own any relic or any piece of movie memorabilia, what would it be?
Shout out to Last Podcast on the Left and their series about that couple.
Yeah.
It's just exposing them as absolute frauds. The Warrens are 100% chucksters. It's pretty
I
crazy.
feel like that should be common knowledge.
I know, but this is the state we're in, profit over product.
Yeah.
People no critical thinking.
No
But if I could have any thing, you're saying anything, a relic from a movie?
Any relic or piece of movie memorabilia.
I would have the leather jacket that Arnold wore in T2 with the bullet holes in it.
Oh,
That's
such a
such a good
great
answer.
call.
Damn, there's like several ones from T2 that like would be awesome with the leather
Yeah,
jacket.
the fucking dirt bike.
Yeah.
John Connor's dirt bike would be sick.
Yeah,
Also, his
John
Guns N' Roses shirt.
Would you rock that leather? Like, would you wear that in like?
No,
rock that on
I mean when I'm
stage, or
high
would
as
that be-
fuck.
Or would that be
Nah,
like
when I'm high, that's
just
a home.
around
That's a
home, chilling with Myrtle?
And then when I get into a fight with Katie and she's just like, you can't go around doing black voice. And I go, why? And she goes, you can't. You can't just go around doing Japanese voice. Why? It's funny,
Why?
but it
Can't
makes
take
the
off the
people laugh. You just can't. Take the jacket off. Stop talking to me like that. I only fight as the Terminator.
That was a good fucking answer. All right, which 2 wrestlers from any era would make for your dream matchup?
Peak Macho Man versus peak Bret Hart.
That's gonna be hard to beat.
Or yeah, I also shit, dude. That's a fucking loaded question because I think
It's a thinker.
that's one of my answers. My other answer would be Kenny Omega versus Kurt Angle.
Ooh.
Pete Kenny Omega versus Pete Kurt Angle.
Who's Kenny Omega? I know Kurt
Are
Angle.
you kidding me? The cleaner, the best bout machine.
Wow.
He's a wrestler in AEW, but he also was in New Japan.
Huh.
And he's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. He's still working. He's great. Just had a banger at Wrestle Kingdom last year with Gabe Davis. Or with Gabe. I don't think it's Gabe. Gabe Davis is a receiver that hopefully signs with the 49ers. Sorry.
Former Bills.
Yeah.
You're being sold as an action figure. What 2 accessories do you come with?
Myrtle is like a little side thing, like when you buy the G.I. Joe that would come with the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Myrtle and I don't know. It's just a tough one. What would I want? Like a backpack would be cool because I still rock a backpack
I do
sometimes when
too.
we're traveling. You know?
Big fan.
But this is so hard.
Myrtle and a microphone.
Myrtle and a microphone. Myrtle and a microphone.
That's great.
Final answer.
Finally,
Yeah,
answer
no.
done. Largest wild animal you think you could take down in a fight?
I love he's playing it all in his head
Yeah,
right now,
he's-
probably.
Scenarios in your
What
mind.
animals are flying around your brain right now?
Coyote.
That's a good one too.
I would have to be fucking mad and like just like pure abandonment. You know what I mean? Like pure, like I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna kill this fucking thing.
Yeah, if the
But I
coyote's
think
going
the
after
largest-
Myrtle, then you can kill the coyote.
You're on
Yes,
shrooms.
exactly.
Right?
You took a big
Yeah.
bag of mushrooms.
No,
You're
no, not mushrooms. Mushrooms, I'd go, stop, we're all organisms. Stop, we don't need this violence.
We're all working.
Give me a hug.
Yeah, stop it, Coyote. Myrtle is your brother.
Favorite movie starring a wrestler?
Oh, shit. I know there's probably the right answer, but I would either say They Live or Predator.
I think Predator's got to be the right answer.
Yeah.
Blair feels differently. She had strong opinions.
Ricky Staniki, honestly.
I thought you were going to
You know what's
say
funny? I haven't watched it. I gotta watch it.
Yeah, you do need to
because
see
it's-
that.
What's crazy is, as a wrestling fan, it's John Cena, but also it stars two of my friends,
Yeah.
Jermaine and Andrew Santino.
It is definitely worth a watch.
What did you think I was
thought you were going to say, we were talking about one, and you were like, what's the one with Hulk Hogan that was basically the movie with Michael Keaton?
Mr. Nanny.
Mr. Nanny.
Nanny.
Oh, Mr. Nanny stinks. Hogan
so
movies,
bad.
it goes Suburban Commando, No Holds Barred, Mr. Nanny.
Yeah.
Tyler had his hands up. Like he knew the countdown.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I know we got to get you out of here, but we do play a game on every episode, and we have done a wrestling thing before. Our Crunchtastic R&D department reminded us there have only been 2 or 3 occasions, tops, where someone has gotten a perfect game. And one of those was with K. Trevor Wilson from Letterkenny playing WWE wrestler or porn star. There's
You're burning it, bitch.
There's never been a game with so much pressure on the line. We're eager to test your wrestling knowledge, but you can't miss one.
I don't have any questions.
I'm gonna give you a handful here. I got a bunch, but I'm gonna.
Let's do
I'll give you at least 6.
Yeah, fire up that fucking, that ball machine in the NFL for receivers to catch. I'm gonna be like this, swap, swap, swap. I'm gonna be grabbing them one-handed, swap, doing turnarounds.
I love the
swap,
confidence.
Behind the back.
I love the confidence.
swap. I'm taking my gloves off. I'm showing them how the NFL did in the 90s. Whap.
Saquon Barkley jump leap backwards.
Yeah.
Catch it between your legs.
Yeah. Yeah, put me on the fucking ball machine, dude.
All right. Did they wrestle in the ring or the bedroom? First up, Axel Aces.
Porn star.
That's one. Yeah. All right. He got it. Axel Aces is a porn star. How about Jack Swagger?
Wrestler.
There's 2.
Oh, boy.
He's on a roll.
Blair, do you think he's going to get a perfect
I
game?
do. I do.
Balls Mahoney.
Wrestler.
Catching him in fly.
That's me with one hand.
That's the
Showing you guys that grip strength.
How about Danny Mountain?
Porn star.
Oh, the
This is
confidence
the reason
the best.
Dan needs to be your number 1 pick in the draft this year.
Yeah.
Is he going to do it, Tyler?
He's going to do it.
Lexington Steel.
Porn star. I'm fucking lighting a joint and touching him now.
How about Chad Dick?
Porn star.
No, we got him. That's a wrestler.
Whoa. What company did he ever work with? Because I've never heard of Chad Dick. You're pulling some fucking indie wrestling bullshit.
We're all looking this up here. I
He's
think
appealing this.
WWE.
now.
Let's see if we have an appeal.
Chad Dick never had a major contract with WWE, AEW, NWA, or TNA. He's not a major guy.
It was
So if you're
on SmackDown. Chad Dick.
Chad Dick on SmackDown.
WWE.
really, that's like one went off. That's like I put on sunglasses and then it broke my sunglasses. Like it was like, I've never heard that.
Chad
You know
Dick's
what
like,
though? That might be my blind spot of 2002 to 2007. That's the 5-year.
Oh, yeah. Blair pulled
wish
up a
you could see
picture
the
of this
picture.
guy. Yeah, this is. I get why you don't know
And
this guy.
check the year. It's 2000. It's got to be 02 to 07
You're right.
is when that happened.
Is that when it was?
Yeah. He wrestled Ohio Valley Wrestling 2004, WWE
Yeah.
debut 2005.
Yeah, I was an alcoholic, so I wrestling from 02 to 07.
My heart
07
is so
when
full.
He fell through the cracks.
I'm so happy.
Chad Dick is out there just
Chad
got the
Dick,
best of
man.
Dan.
He lit the.
I hope he took a fucking hard power bomb outside the ring. I hope whoever he worked with I hope whoever worked with him worked stiff as fuck and hurt him. I hope they hurt him. I hope it was a shoot match. I hope he got the shit kicked out of him.
That was fun. Thank you for doing that, Dan. It's still impressive
Yeah.
stuff. Before we let you go, are there any exciting projects, news, or specials we should be aware about?
No, if we do, we're putting out movie watch-alongs on punchup.live. So if you want to go sign up for my mailing list, which is only used for touring, that is it. I don't fucking sell merch. I don't do any of that shit. I just, like, if you sign up at punchup.live with your email, you can watch me do movie watch-alongs. I did The Transporter 2 with Nick Mullen. And then we did Airbud 2 with me and Katie. And then upcoming one that's coming out is I watched 8 Mile with Brendan Sagalow.
We've talked about doing shit like that.
Yeah.
Man, that is such a good idea.
Mystery Science Theater 3000 has been another big.
Yeah, that's it. It's Mystery Science Theater 3000. It's like
Tyler has been pushing us to do that for
years.
I mean, like 5 years.
We're just doing it like once a month.
And you should. That's exactly how it should be done.
I love the movie choices too.
Fantastic choices.
Yeah,
No.
we got some good ones coming up too. I got some scheduled. Like Mateo Lane and I are going to watch 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah.
There's going to be some fun ones.
That's awesome, man. Any wildly successful radio shows you plan to rejoin again soon?
Oh, dude, shout out the bonfire. It's crackle for life. But I have flown the coop and my wings are stretched out. And also, Jay and I are like, dude, how many radio pairs do you know that were friends after they did it outside? I think Ron and Fez are the only ones that actually were like still friends after. And I mean, Jay and Bobby it's a new era. You know what I mean? I fucking get to hang out with both of them. You know, obviously Bobby on the regs, but then go to Jay's house in Jersey and just fucking be friends with him again and not be in the middle of having fun and him going like, oh, we got to do this as a bit on Monday, or me saying that, you know, like, oh, don't say that. We got to save it for the show. It's like just being friends again is fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's probably
cool.
nice.
The friendship is what made the chemistry so strong and what I think.
Product over profit, my guy.
Exactly.
Product over profit.
Always. Don't forget to follow Dan on IG and X at Dan Soder, and don't miss out on seeing him at
I can't believe Chad Dick.
Chad Dick, I'm
gonna
so excited
download.
about that. Woo!
I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna look up Chad Dick on WWE 2K25 and I'm gonna put him through 100 tables. I'm just gonna keep fucking power bombing him through tables.
Oh,
I'm gonna get his
Daymaker.
You're gonna die when you see him too. He has like a bow tie, suspenders.
Oh, you
He's
piece
horrible.
of
It is
shit.
horrible. Very forgettable.
It seemed too obvious too. I was like, Chad Dick, and then I was like, but I've never even heard that. And of course, you caught me, my kryptonite, by drinking.
Live by drinking.
Just another reason why
Because of you.
Stay sober. You remember it all.
Yeah, stay sober, kids. You'll
Stay
remember
sober.
porn star or fucking wrestler.
That's right. Dan, this was a blast. Thank you for the time. Seriously,
Yeah,
appreciate
absolutely.
you coming on. We look forward to seeing you after the show. Let us know if you have time for a drink.
Yeah, for sure, dude. You guys have a good one.
Appreciate
Thanks for having me on.
Have a
Thanks,
good weekend.
Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
You too. Bye.
Sods.
Wow.
Worth the wait. He's such a likable guy.
Yeah, that was
He
great.
is. Chad
Chad Dick's really gonna love him
gonna
now.
get the
Man.
best of him forever.
Like, I'm glowing because I was certain he was
You're
going to
like
get.
you look like a sprinkled donut right now, bro.
I was certain he was going to have a perfect game.
He thought the confidence too, and he was like catching them and
And this makes K. Trevor Wilson's win more impressive. You asked me, like, who's the biggest wrestling fan you know? I'd be like, oh, Dan
Dan
Soder.
Soder.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of big wrestling fans out there.
Did we ask K-Trev about Chad Dix?
Yeah,
Whoa.
I think so.
I'm gonna have to go back to the tape.
We'll
We'll have to
We
go
are.
back to the tape.
Diddly, diddly, diddly.
Some of these are a little easier, like Brutus Beefcake and Bam Bam Bigelow.
Oh, he
No.
knows those for sure.
Yeah, that's too
Hornswoggle,
easy.
Grandmaster Sexay. Like
No,
those
I
you,
know
you did
those,
the
Dan
perfect
knows.
choices.
Exactly. We did have a couple more obscure porn stars to throw in the mix if we needed to, like Will Pounder or Sam Shock. Dale Savage. That sounds like a wrestler.
All three of those guys could have been the other guy that the face was fighting.
Yeah.
You know, he's going for a Dolphins-Niners Super Bowl this year. I think that's even more wild than Doug Stanhope's Lions-Browns. That's what
who's
he's
gonna win.
rooting for, not what he's predicting. So I get the difference.
Ours
But,
is even more wild if it's who we're rooting for.
yeah, that's true.
If we're gonna do that,
Yeah.
That's true.
let's
I
really
mean-
think about our teams here.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about the Cowboys, let's get serious for a minute because
You know, I really
I have the weirdest feeling it's going to be our year. You bring in a new coach, and then you have the addition of George Pickens. Micah, he's hot. I think he's going to play better pissed off once we lock that deal up. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's gonna go so in our
Once you
favor.
put the chains on him and he can't leave even though he wants to.
He's gonna
Yeah,
be
he's really
so
gonna
much
perform.
better.
He demanded a trade. We're not going to give it to him, but I really think in the end our chemistry is going to improve.
Everybody works their best in that regard.
It's his Kyler season.
It's going Cardinals.
Bro.
They're going to
if it was
shock the
Kyler?
world
Yes.
and like.
Yes, you have no idea how easy their schedule is. You will be very surprised at the end of the season where they
Wow.
end up.
Now that is one thing they do have going for him is
Easy
ease of
schedule.
schedule.
What if Kyler does it?
He won't. And who did they get in the offseason that was like, oh, yeah, that's a difference maker?
Yeah, nobody. But
it is the sophomore season for that receiver, and he's going to be better.
Marvin
Harrison Jr.?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He'll be better.
See?
Fuck the Cardinals.
I got his rookie
We're
card. I need
local.
some value here, buddy.
We're a Phoenix-based program.
We are.
We need to be pro-Cardinal.
They need our heart a little bit.
They need us.
They need all the help they can get. Yeah, it was fun having Dan on, and when he and Big J are together, chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Miss those two on the same show every day, but I get things have to end, and he does have his own show, and Jay was his first guest on the Soder podcast, so like they do get to still do their own thing, and they're friends. Jay should be coming back around. He typically comes in October, so I'll be pumped to have him back on to talk some football as well.
Hell yeah.
If you're not following us on TikTok, it's Something Crunchy. What's the matter with you? Get involved and find us on Facebook as well. Don't forget to check out somethingcrunchy.com, where you'll find every episode, our links to social media, and the Almighty Crunch Store, where you'll find all kinds of Crunch gear, showing that you are a proud citizen of Crunch Nation.
Please don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, and all that crunchy good shit. All episodes can be found at somethingcrunchy.com and on all podcast platforms. Thank you for listening.
And I don't know about you or Something Crunchy, but here in the Soder household, we're a union fam. You pay your fucking dues, you learn your craft, and then we protect you.
Yes, how's done.